What have you made of their first half?
Reasonably happy, especially going 1-0 up into half-time. Lacking quality a little bit. Sloppy balls, a lot of misplaced tackles. And you can even make an argument, is it Chelsea's pressing that made the goal for them, or is it Tottenham's poor play from the back that makes them concede the goal? And I think it's a mixture of both, really.
Well, let's talk about Joao Pedro, because we spoke about him pre-match, the fact that he's only had 2 shots in his last 5 games, and we always expect more from him because he's such a quality player. He did find the back of the net, and before that, he had a big chance as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a baller. He wants to get on the ball. I think this one, again, Ida makes a great point. Look at Tottenham trying to play. You know, I mean, what on earth? Where is Danzo, by the way, in Joao Pedro? He probably should score there, shouldn't he? It's a good save from Vicario.
Yeah, and when we see it from this angle, I think the finish is just not good enough. I'm not even sure if that's on target.
No.
But a decent save from the goalkeeper. And you'd have thought Tottenham would have learned their lesson a little bit with playing out from the back, but they just didn't. They got the warning sign in the earlier chance, and here's where we see the goal. And it's just one man on a pressing mission, and everyone's scared of him. Arguably the best player for me in the Premier League at the moment, Moses Caicedo. Creates a goal for Chelsea out of nothing, really.
I mean, that is insane. 1 press, then he goes to press there 2. That's 3. Everybody's scared of him jumping out the way, and then he puts it on the plate for Joao Pedro. But Tottenham, playing out from the back, honestly, it's embarrassing. And he's trying to drag back there.
Yeah, we could show that's decision making as well. Why are you trying to drag back in your own half under pressure? But we could show so many clips where they're playing out for the goalkeeper, and the positioning of the fullbacks receiving the ball doesn't even give them an option to look forward. And they have Colomani up front, who's a big boy.
Yeah.
There's no disgrace every now and again to just lift the ball forward into your striker and try and get the team up the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Joao Pedro with the goal, the only goal in that first half. We have to talk about Spurzo and Bentancur. Should he be on the pitch? He's given a yellow for what looked like a horrific foul on Reece James.
It's a red. I don't know how these guys can see it. In real time, it's red. On the pitch, the ref's right there. You should see it. You see the Chelsea teammates go mad. Reece James is hard as nails. He doesn't go down. That's a red. I don't know how they can't see that.
No, whatever angle we see it, it gets worse and worse. And with all this VAR and with all the technology and the help that the referees get, surely they can at least have a look at it yourself.
Reece's reaction is brilliant. He's like, really?
Yeah, because he's been sidelined with injury. He knows exactly what it's like. I mean, that looked really, really bad. I mean, the Premier League Match Centre have tweeted this. The referee's call of yellow card to Bentancur was checked and confirmed by VAR, with the contact deemed to be a reckless challenge and not serious foul play. Your thoughts, Owen?
Can't say I agree. But they're in charge between the...
Cool. And let's just say that Reece James goes off on a stretcher. For that to be a red card, it's just... bad mistake from the referee, I think.
Well, it did get a bit feisty towards the end of that first half.
As it should be in a derby.
Yeah, as you used to experience. Well, let's see if that continues in the second half, because we'll head straight back to North London after this break. Now, Spurs have never actually come from behind at half-time to beat Chelsea in the Premier League. Do you see that changing today?
Remarkably, Spurs have scored less goals at home than Wolves.
Wow.
I mean, I don't even know how that's possible, really, considering how Wolves only have 2 points.
Why? It's becoming a thing at home, clearly.
Look, it's an issue, and it showed in that first half. I think he needs to make 2 or 3 changes. That first half, I thought, was a mess.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, you could sense the Spurs fans in the stadium getting anxious.
Many times in your career, what did you make of what you just saw?
A very poor Tottenham Hotspur performance. Chelsea did enough. Didn't have to do much to go home with 3 points. But strong 3 points always, and as you said, it's always a fixture. Even we talked about the fixture and the excitement and the atmosphere and the pressure. I just felt it was a bit flat this year. Almost no emotions in the Spurs team, and no urgency of anything. You're 1-0 down at home, and in the last 10-15 minutes you don't even try and go for it. You throw a long ball or try and mix it up. It just had nothing. I think Chelsea just dealt with whatever Spurs had very easily, and the front man in the Chelsea team is Caicedo, who just seemed to get a tackle in whenever he wanted, really.
Yeah, well, we can see how important this victory was for Chelsea. They're fourth in the Premier League table. Tottenham in third, above them on goal difference. It's almost, as we were just saying, Owen, hard to believe that Spurs are there because the performances haven't been quite right recently, especially at home. They've only won once, and that was at the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, remarkable. Chelsea went from 11th to 4th. I mean, it shows you how tight it is between kind of second and, 11th, 12th. But Tottenham, I mean, strange performance, really strange. They posed no threat. Credit Chelsea, they were so comfortable. Probably should have won by many more. Vicario made a couple of saves, but that's a great result for that young Chelsea team. But for Tottenham, I know they're brilliant away from home, but the boos at halftime, you're third, by the way, booed off at halftime, and then boos at full time, lets you know what type of performance that was. They never ever looked like scoring.
And I guess for Enzo Maresca, there's been a lot of criticism about his team in the sense that because they are so young, they've been a little bit naive. We've had inconsistency and patchy performances. But what will a victory like this do for this Chelsea side?
Well, do a lot. We spoke about it before the game. It's more than just the 3 points.
League Live, where Chelsea have beaten Spurs 1-0 in the London derby. Let's focus in on Spurs for a moment because we were talking about their home form and how they have really struggled on home soil. We've got actually a graphic that is actually quite shocking because it shows the stark contrast between their home form and away form. Look, away from home, they're first in terms of points and goals scored. But when you look at away from home, they're literally down the bottom for points and goals scored. How is that even possible, Owen? It's such a gulf.
Because they're better playing on the counter, like they did at the Etihad against Man City. They're not a team to make the game. They showed that today. And when they try and make the game, they make a lot of mistakes. But that graphic that's remarkable. And they have the best stadium arguably in the country. So those fans, they should be seeing proper football, but obviously away from home, they're way more effective. And at home, they struggle to create. I think they had one shot on target today, Ida. They just never got going.
Yeah,
that's
you could
why
almost say
that
a performance like that doesn't do the stadium justice. It's a place for entertainment, and Tottenham did not give us any entertainment today. I didn't even think they made a game out of it. Almost effortless win for Chelsea, I thought.
Well, let's talk about Chelsea a little bit more because we've been talking a lot about their key players, but Caicedo has been particularly impressive and he played his part in the goal today as well.
Yeah, I think towards the latter stages of last season he was impressive and he's kept that form going into this season. And these clips will show Spurs tried initially to put some pressure. You had Sarr putting pressure on Caicedo, you had Paulinho going in with tackles, and then it's almost like a switch went in Caicedo. Well, if you're going to do that to me, I'll take you all on, and created a goal from that.
Amazing. I mean, presses 3 times, wins it, tackles it for an assist. Amazing performance. You could argue whether it's Declan Rice. Look at this for a turn. See you later. And then the pass. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's such a special player. You could argue about Declan Rice or Gravenberch or Caicedo, but right now, Caicedo, I mean, even here, look at this, wins it. Watch how quickly this turns into a goal-scoring chance. People talk about defensive midfield players, but he creates opportunities for teams.
This last clip gives such a clear picture of today's game. Tottenham tried to play out, and most of the time, Caicedo breaking up their attacks. Even alert in his own box. I thought he was absolutely outstanding today.
With Chelsea, we talk one week about them losing to Sunderland, the next week they're winning in a derby. What is it that's going to help them get to that consistent level where they'll be able to churn out results and positive results week after week? What's missing?
It's a good question. I think having another option at the top of the pitch, obviously Delap coming back, he was suspended. I think he could help Joao Pedro maybe a bit deeper. Obviously Cole Palmer's missing, but they are very, very young. I think an experienced head in there, maybe an experienced centre back. Obviously the goalkeeper is still up for grabs, I think. But considering those issues, I think they're doing great to be up there in that top 4. Yeah,
great to be up there. I still think they lack leadership. They lack throughout the spine of the team. Lacks a couple of players to be challenging for the league. A lot of great talent running about, but they're all at the same age. Yeah. They're missing someone like to take the leadership within the dressing room, and when things are not going well on the pitch, they need someone to look to that's going to sort of get them over the line and guide them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's head straight back to the ground and get some reaction from Caicedo and Joao Pedro.
Moises, Joao, congratulations. A huge win. How does that victory feel? Joao, we'll start with you. I think it was a big game, derby. We know they had a good team, and we knew we had to do 100% to win these kind of games, and you did. You won the game. Now you need to look forward.
Moises, was that the perfect reaction to last weekend, the disappointment of that defeat?
Yeah, for sure. We need this. So the reaction from the team was so good, and everybody's happy now.
Let's talk about the goal. Brilliant goal, but what an assist from Moises. What can you say about him today, his performance?
Now, Moises, everyone knows he's a top player. It's a pleasure to play with him. And when he passed to me on the pitch, in the halftime, I said to him, I need to invite you to dinner. So, just want to say thank you to him, thank you for the team, for the support. I think I scored, but I still need to improve. I think I had a lot of chance. You won the game. I think I needed this goal for after a long time. I don't score for Chelsea. I think the team expect that from me. So I just want to say thank you to him, to the team, and now we need to enjoy this victory.